This time a year ago, everyone was talking about the possibility of Kyle Busch doing the unthinkable and driving for a team not named Joe Gibbs Racing. We all know what happened, as he's now more than halfway through a successful first year with Richard Childress Racing. But there was never really anything definitive on the specific reason for divorce between the two-time champion and his former team. This week, a new report on the business of NASCAR, interestingly enough, provided a little bit of clarity on what went down and confirmed Joe Gibbs Racing wasn't exactly being truthful about its intentions of keeping its most successful driver. Last April, everyone knew something was amiss when Kyle Busch was asked about his future at Joe Gibbs Racing, and he pointedly referred reporters to the team owner not once, but twice. That was the beginning of a 9-month-long saga. During that time, numerous quotes from officials at JGR, including the owner and Toyota, indicated they were fully committed to Busch returning to the number 18 in 2023. Here's what JGR President Dave Alpern had to say last July. "We've been pretty consistent since the end of last season, which is we want Kyle to be in the number 18 car, and that's our plan. We're still working on sponsorship, and as much interest as there is in our sport, these take a long time. And admittedly, this one's taking a little longer than we thought. It's not for a lack of interest. It's just trying to get everything put together. So those will probably happen in parallel. And again, we're hoping to get something decided here in the very near future." The very near future kept getting pushed further down the road. There were reports at one point that Oracle was signing on to be a primary sponsor, but that deal fell through. Joe Gibbs himself addressed the situation on multiple occasions.
We tried extremely hard to get everything put together so we could stay together. And we just weren't able to get that done. And so that was a lot of work, stress, strain to go through that. And so this has really been a tough year, I think, for him and us.
In September, all the speculation and quote-unquote hard work from JGR came to a close when Busch announced he was joining Richard Childress Racing in 2023 and ending his relationship with JGR after 15 years. After the press conference that made the official announcement, the driver visited with reporters and offered some pretty telling comments.
The only thing I can say to that is it didn't happen. Apparently they've got other irons in the fire, maybe other sponsors for other drivers, and that's the road they're going down.
Do you think it was money for them, that they would rather get high on the cheap than pay a champion what he's worth?
Fair assessment.
Were you ever informed that the 18 car was not an option for you next year?
Yes, I was.
Busch's fair assessment comment all but confirmed that JGR's reason for allowing him to leave wasn't so much sponsors as it was Ty taking over his seat at a dramatically reduced price. In other words, all the talk about working hard and struggling to find sponsors wasn't totally true. This week, a new report confirmed that. The Business of NASCAR 2023 report from Global Data provides an analysis of the current business landscape of NASCAR. Among the statistics provided is sponsorship revenue for the teams in 2023. There's a surprise at the top with Team Penske at over $140 million annually, but their numbers are inflated because it also includes their crossover deals with the IndyCar team. Coming in second place is another surprise. Kyle Busch's new team at RCR, with more than $104 million. What makes RCR's position even more intriguing is who is in third right behind them. Busch's former team, Joe Gibbs Racing, at $98.95 million. On the surface, you might assume, okay, that's not that big of a difference. RCR is bringing in just over $5 million more a year than JGR. But here's the kicker. Actually, there are a couple. First, RCR's total revenue is from 53 sponsors. JGR's is from 34. That's a pretty big difference by itself. And secondly, RCR's revenue is for a 2-car team. JGR's is for 4. Check out the other 2 teams in the top 5, Hendrick Motorsports and Stewart-Haas. both four-car organizations. Translation: Kyle Busch is a brand other brands want to align with. Joe Gibbs Racing officials tried to sell everyone that it was just too hard to get sponsorship for the two-time champion. These new numbers prove otherwise.